Have you ever wondered how hackers gain unauthorized access to your online sessions? They do it through a technique called session hijacking. Picture a scenario where an attacker stealthily slips into the ongoing conversation between your device and a web server, pretending to be you. Sounds unnerving, doesn't it? Session hijacking is exactly that. An attacker takes control of a valid session between you and a web application. This cyber attack is targeted at web sessions where you've already logged in, and the attacker's goal is to impersonate you, gaining access to sensitive information or performing malicious actions. How does this happen, you may wonder? There are several methods that attackers use. First, we have packet sniffing. The attacker uses tools to intercept and capture network traffic. If your connection isn't encrypted, they can extract session identifiers or authentication tokens. Next up is session fixation. In this case, the attacker forces you to use a specific session identifier. This could be through a URL or a malicious link, allowing the attacker to control or predict your session's authentication credentials. Cross-site scripting, or XSS, is another method. Here, the attacker exploits XSS vulnerabilities to inject malicious scripts into a web application. This enables them to steal session cookies or manipulate session data. Lastly, we have man-in-the-middle attacks. As the name suggests, the attacker intercepts the communication between you and the server. This gives them access to control the session, potentially altering or stealing sensitive data. Once the attacker hijacks your session, they can do a number of things. They could access sensitive information like your personal data, financial information, or confidential documents. They could impersonate you, performing unauthorized transactions or changing account settings. They could even cause disruption or damage by manipulating data or injecting harmful content. This all sounds quite alarming, but don't worry, there are ways to prevent session hijacking. Firstly, using HTTPS to encrypt communication between your device and the server makes it much harder for attackers to intercept data. Secondly, implementing secure session management practices can be a game changer. This includes regularly changing session tokens, using secure cookies, and employing strong authentication mechanisms like multi-factor authentication. Lastly, it's crucial to ensure that web applications are protected against common vulnerabilities like XSS and CSRF. Regular security audits, monitoring for unusual activities, and staying updated with security best practices are also key. So to recap, session hijacking is a serious threat where an attacker intercepts your online session to gain unauthorized access. They can do this through packet sniffing, session fixation, XSS, and MITM attacks. Once in, they can access sensitive data, impersonate you, or cause damage. But by using HTTPS, secure session management practices, and protecting against vulnerabilities, you can significantly reduce the risk. Stay safe out there.